Hello everyone, hello, making sure the live is up and running. Sorry for that upload. Apparently some audio issues were occurring while doing the audio. So I'm going to redo the video once again so you guys can have a better understanding and hear me better. Now, I'm going to play some music. But as I said before, guys, this is the Panda Photographer from 646studios.com. Welcome to the channel, and I appreciate you guys tuning in today. And if you guys be so kind to help me out, and there's a PayPal donation link down in the descriptions down below. You can help me out by making a small donation. Really helps me out. But today we're going to talk about colors. I'm going to make it really simple, really quickly. So the lens that I used was the Rokinon 35mm T1.5 cine lens, and I know what you guys are going to say. Why did you use a cine lens to capture portraits or on a fashion shoot? And honestly, it's just my taste, and I like the transmission light that lens gives, and I do recommend it for video and photography. But other than that, I used the Sony A77 Mark II to actually capture this photo. Now here is a before, and here's an after. So yes, I did crop the image, and normally I don't crop sensitive images, but I did crop the image just for this video's sake to show you guys how to control color. Now when I pick a preset from my list of pro presets or presets that I do have, right, I do make adjustments here. Now what I like to do first is go down to the lens correction, make sure that I choose the Rokinon 35, which is not the 35 f1.4, but the T1.5 is close enough. But and then I come back up here and I mess with the exposures. Now you can definitely see the exposures is up by one stop, contrast is down by 51, because this lens gets good contrast. By the way, it's a cine lens, so it has really good contrast levels. And I turned down my highlights, but have you noticed that I'm not messing with my saturation? I am messing with my vibrance and I'm messing with my clarity, but I'm not messing with my saturation. And when I pick a preset, okay, this, which I did, which preset did I pick? I think I was picking the Catch Me If You Can preset. Then I adjust the exposure by one stop, and I did mess with my region area, so this helps me control my highlights, my lights, my darks, and my shadows. Now we are talking about color, how to make colors pop in your portraits. Now take this with a grain of salt. These are all my own techniques, so this is how I learned how to use Lightroom. I never went to a school for photography. I never went to a class. I never went to any free tutorial classes. I learned this on my own as a photographer that's been shooting analog since 12 years old. I have to say that I adapted to a lot of things, and what I did was I adapted to Lightroom because I really don't want to focus on Photoshop. What I do is, if I want colors to pop, I come down to the HSL or the colors. Now individually, when you mess with these colors, you do not mess with skin tones. But if you mess with the saturation, this is what happens to the skin tones. You don't want that. So my recommendation is come down here and individually pick out a color that you want to pop, and you can adjust it. Mess with the hue, mess with the saturation, mess with the lumens. It's based on your taste. Now keep this in mind. Take this with a grain of salt. Play with these settings to figure out how to best present your work, and make sure that when you are messing with these colors, make sure that you are getting what you want and what you desire in your photos. Some people are very critic about other people's photos, and that is fair, but some people have a different approach to how they see colors. Some people may like your colors, so don't feel intimidated just because you get one comment. Someone says, hey, your colors look a little bit saturated, or your colors look a little flat. Not everyone's going to see what that person is seeing, so keep that in mind. Anyway, when you go into the HSL, you can mess with the limits, you can mess with the saturation, which I did, and you mess with the hue. Now, with the hue, you only in targeted colors like this. So if I was to pick green, I'm only targeting green. I'm not messing with the skin tones. To prove a point, let's pick green. And you see the colors changing? I'm only messing with the green. No skin tone is being affected by this. Why you always come down here and mess with the colors individually to make it make the colors pop on fabrics or clothing on the model, or even in your landscape or your long night photography, your landscapes, your wildlife, your sports. This is the best you have. Let me reset. And when you come into this sector here, make sure that you adjust it based on your needs as well. The colors, the reds. You can also bring out the reds, like reds. You see that I'm only focused on her lipstick. Watch her lipstick. See, it's not affecting skin tones, it's not affecting her eyes or the greens or her hair. It's affecting the lipstick only. So, what to say, guys, I hope this clarified some things about using colors and how to make colors pop. With that said, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe, share the content, like, do whatever you want, share with many people, share it on groups if you like. If this has helped you in any way, follow me on Instagram at ThePandaPhotographer, all one word. But please support the channel by hitting that PayPal donation button down in the descriptions down below. This is the Panda Photographer, and this has been a color tutorial on how to make colors pop in all your images, not just portraits, but also in landscapes, long exposures, sports, wildlife. With that said, thank you guys. Have a good one.